Hello, mi gente, and welcome to another amazing episode of No Other Than #Amilikey. So, Tuesday is apparently a really good day to have a video session because it's nice and quiet. So, take advantage of the time frame. As you can see, I'm wearing my little participation medal. Obviously, I didn't win anything. Um, but I wanted to like kind of give a little bit more detail into the race that I was at on Saturday, and also tie that in with my faith and how that all comes together. This past 5K was my 4th year in a row. I am super happy about that, even though it was a bummer that my timing was awful. I didn't exceed or even meet my expectations. Last year, my time was 36 minutes and 36 seconds. This year, after coming down with a really bad cold and my asthma, I just couldn't train for about pretty much almost a month, which I know sounds a bit exaggerated, but I had this really bad cough, and I felt like if I went out to train in the cold weather, it was just gonna make it worse. So I just really had to pause, wait to fully recover in order to get back into training, which pretty much was only like basically a week before the race. So that didn't help. Anywho, for those who understand what it takes to train just any athletic sport or activity, obviously the more you do it, the better you get at it. And if you don't train consistently, then your body isn't going to be able to keep up with the momentum. So that's pretty much what happened this time around. So that's why I was pretty much so slow. And I did give it my best, but it wasn't enough. But at least I crossed the finish line. And the finish line is like my favorite part of the event because I literally bolt the last 10 seconds. I wish there's somebody there to like literally record me to see literally how fast I can go within those 10 seconds, which is, I'm pretty sure, about 100 feet dash to the finish line. So that part really always feels really awesome because it's like, running at full speed. It's like, wow, I can't believe I actually do this, but obviously it's only for 10 seconds because if I could run like that for the whole thing, I obviously would win. But obviously that's unrealistic. I would definitely tear every part of my ligaments because nobody can sustain that kind of speed for that long of a distance. So anyways, that's beside the point. So today's emphasis, like I said, was how this race ties in with my faith. A lot of people think that I only do this for like to show off, to be like, oh, look at me, this is what I do. But it's not, okay? For the longest time, well, let me backtrack. Since I was little, I've always liked sports, and I always wanted to be in sports. Like when I was in school, I wanted to be part of the school teams, but one, I didn't have insurance, and that's like one of the requirements to participate is you have to have insurance. So I didn't have insurance growing up, any type of medical insurance, so I couldn't participate because of that. And then obviously, you know, I also have to like, be good at a sport in order to make it on a team. So, I never even got to try out. So that's really sucks that I never even got to know if I could have at least been part of one of the school's teams. But that's always kind of been like an inner thing. I always want to participate in something physical activity. So running was like, oh yeah, I like running, but like I never really thought I could. I mean, obviously I'm just an amateur runner. It's not like I'm not going into the pros or Olympics or any of that. But I just always wanted to do something like that, and I never thought I could do it. Never really thought I had it in me. But thankfully, one of my brothers in Christ, shout out to AB Free. He is a personal trainer, certified, and we were doing right before COVID group exercises with my home local church, and he suggested, hey, why don't you start off with a mile? So I was like, okay, I've never done it, let me try and see. So I started off with a mile. This was about 5 years ago, something like that. And during my lunch breaks at work, at the time it was perfect location by the Riverwalk, and so I had an hour lunch, so it worked out perfectly. I started doing 1 mile, and then about a week after just doing 1 mile, he's like, all right, you're ready for 2 miles. And I was like, huh? So then I started doing 2 miles in the morning to avoid the heat and the sun. And then eventually I got to 3 miles, whole full 5K. And I was like, wow, like I can't believe I actually did it. I mean, the first time took me forever. I think it was like 45 minutes, something like that. And then I was like, okay, so I kept training and training. And then eventually I finally signed up for my first virtual 5K. And then this one that I've been participating in for 4 years was my first official in-person 5K. So that's why this one's so special to me, because this was like my initiation. And so that was back in 4 years ago. Oh Lord. 23? 4 years ago, literally. 26, so 26, 25, 24. Yeah, 23. Simple math. Anyways. So yeah, my first race was with this race with the Tampa Fire Department that helps, and this is where it all ties in. It raises funds for pediatric burn survivors. So duh, I was a pediatric burn survivor, and for those who want more details about my story, you can find the video on that. And so obviously I was looking for a race to participate in. When I came across it, I was like, hello, this is like the race, perfect for me, sponsoring something that I've been through, that I love and care about. I mean, I can't say I'm really involved in it. I always wanted to be involved in it, but never had the opportunity quite to be involved with the burn survivor community. But that's on my goals to-do list eventually. So a lot of people, like I said, think that I only do this to show up, but I don't. It means a lot to me, obviously the cause, but also the fact that when my accident happened, in the beginning of my treatment when I was 4, there was times I remember I couldn't even get up out of bed because my keloids, for those who don't know, keloids are the actual burn scars where the injury occurred, and then if you don't put pressure on it, they become very thick scars. So in the beginning, my legs, as you can see, that's was a lot of it, or usually my right side is more effective than my left side, but the keloids were so tight that they would prevent me from stretching out my leg. So at night my mother would put ointment on my legs, and I would fall asleep like this, straight out. And then when I wake up, I was stiff like this, so I couldn't bend my legs, so I couldn't get up. Or somehow I was backwards and I was like curled up, and same thing, I couldn't stretch it out, so I couldn't get up. It's like basically I was in a immobile position. So going from that when I was a child to now being able to run a 5K, 5K, that is very, very special to me. Very significant in terms of how far I've come. I used to think I couldn't be able to run. Sure, I'm not going to win any trophies or any of that, but just to be able to finish the race and to know that, like, where I came from, the fact that I couldn't get up out of bed, to now running a 5K, that to me is very significant in terms of, wow, Lord, you have really outdone yourself in terms of healing me, in terms of giving me so much to look forward to in life. Um, Obviously, everybody has their own trials and tribulations, but as a burn survivor, I am super grateful that I have all my limbs and my hair. Sure, I dyed it, but still my hair. And so I'm so just grateful and blessed to have everything that I still do have intact and full functioning mobile. And so that is what I wanted to share with this, that there was a time when I couldn't even get up out of bed because my keloids, my legs were contracted and I couldn't even move. And now look at me, I am running races, and that is just a wonderful feeling. And I give God all the glory and the honor, because only through His mercy and grace and power have I been able to overcome all of those struggles, physically, mentally, spiritually. And so that's the emphasis of this video. I just want to encourage you and lift you up, whatever trials and tribulations you are going on in your life. It's never too late to turn to the Lord. I know a lot of people make it seem like, here comes another religious, blah, 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 blah. And this whole concept that, oh, people are, so many Christians are so hypocritical. They talk about living holy, but yet they're still doing this, doing that. And yes, obviously there's going to be a lot of people within the body of Christ that still haven't come to a full growth spiritually. They're still struggling with a lot of things. And yes, they're still believers, but they have a lot of growing up to do. That doesn't diminish what the real walk with Christ means. That doesn't mean they're never going to get to that point where they can live holy and righteous. You know, obviously nobody's ever going to live a perfect life, but in terms of being separate for the Lord, in terms of doing everything you can to please God, not because He's a regiment or because, you know, He doesn't give us free will, but because we are so in love with Him that we want to honor Him through our lifestyle and through what we choose to do. So that is today's encouraging words, and I hope maybe next year I can see some of you out there. So whatever you do today, make sure you check out the rest of my videos, subscribe and like. Also, if you want to come follow me on Instagram, Facebook, my blog is still out there. There's lots of wonderful, great reads. So thank you again for this opportunity. And again, this is only to honor and glorify God of how far I've come, and that proof that God does miracles in so many ways. And if you just give Him a chance, He will transform your life. So again, thank you. Have a wonderful, beautiful Tuesday.